La Excellence IAS Academy. ಭರವಸೆಯ ಬೆಳಕು.
La Excellence, right from the beginning, when this center was set up, I have been the part of the organization, both Hyderabad and Bangalore there. And as part of teaching comes here, science and technology and environment. Environment is another area where I've been teaching all over the places. Right, I have taught with many big coaching institutes all over the country. Now, disaster management is another area which I specialize. I teach there. I have got number of books also written. I have my book on science and technology from Oakbridge publication. The revised edition has come up. And this science tech book which I have, thankfully, because when I revise a book, I keep in mind that it has those content which can really help in the examination. So even the prelims exam this year, even last year mains exam, questions are there. Environment book, it comes from GKP publication. Now recently I have come with a agriculture book from Disha publication. Now when you look at agriculture, agriculture is a very important topic from mains exam point of view also. Whether you talk about geography or economy, right, you will find agriculture based questions are asked. Now what is happening with agriculture sector? Drought and flood. Right, flood and drought situation. Again, India is very vulnerable to climate change impacts. And flood and drought are recurrent problem to India. Every year we have drought situations, right, during the summer time, scarcity of water. And at the same time, you know, when rainy season, monsoon arrives, we have number of places with flood situation. Like, you know, Assam flood, Brahmaputra flood, right, river valley and all this. So what I tried to do, I have come out with this book of agriculture for GS point of view, general studies, because I have found one of the big limitation, like when agriculture topic comes in geography. So geography teacher will teach from the geographical perspective, like soil, cropping pattern, irrigation, right? Economy teacher will talk about agriculture sector, 5-year plan, right, green revolution, those type of areas. So what I found, there's a missing connection. Like you remember that those who are going to write mains exam, if you ask a geography teacher about economic question, geography teacher will tell you ask economy teacher. Now when you ask the economy teacher, they will say that ask in geography classes. I face the same problem. Like I teach environment and disaster management. Student used to ask me question on agriculture. But if the question is from geographical perspective, economic perspective, then again it becomes a limitation of the classroom to go in very detailed part of that. Because that is covered in geography, soil, cropping pattern and all this. So that I found the problem with students face. So Disha publication when approached me, sir, they said, sir, we want a book on agriculture which is purely based on GS, general studies. And that book is there if you search online, 360-degree approach to agriculture. Very recently, Pragati Maidan, in Delhi there is a Pragati Maidan, there was an international book fair. So my book was released there and you'll find YouTube videos on that also. So what I did with this book is that it took 2 years for that book, historical perspective. Like when you talk about Indus Valley civilization, their food grain production was there and that is given a history book. Mughal age, that time agriculture is always part of India, right? Human development there. British time, you know, all the landlord system, farming system, they were all developed. So one unit is on history, second is geography, third in economy, fourth on environment. Like environment, if we look at climate smart agriculture, climate change is a big issue and that impact agriculture bad. And you know that this year, the summer, you know, it was so hot. Now the monsoon has arrived. So it was very extremely hot and dry. And you know that you have read in geography about El Nino, La Nina impact. Again, that is climate. And when there will be dry condition, hot condition, it is going to impact agriculture. And India depends on agriculture. Involved aspect there. Climate smart agriculture, organic farming. I'll be covering all this one in the classroom. I'll discuss all ZBNF. Zero budget natural farming, permaculture. This all based on the environmental aspect comes. Then you know that Now another thing comes, science and technology into agriculture. Like suppose, I'll give you example. Today, drone technology, drone. You all know drone, unmanned aerial vehicle. Now drone being used for spraying fertilizer, pesticide. Drone we are using for looking into the cultivation area. How much acre of land, rice or paddy or different plantation we can have through drone. Precision farming, robotic farming, vertical farming. All these are emerging area. And UPSC can ask question on that. That also I provided the book. And then now from economy international perspective, WTO, World Trade Organization, TRIPS. You will read about TRIPS, Trade Related Intellectual Property Rights, TRIPS Agreement. Again, agriculture comes, green box, amber box. There are different like subsidy, agriculture subsidy. Then IPR, Intellectual Property Rights, GI, Geographical Indication. So many of agriculture produce has got GI tag. Right, so that's again the agriculture get linked. And what comes very important, GS4 paper, if you look at ethics. Now ethics is also linked with agriculture because farmer welfare. And you know that every year you come across the distress, farm distress, that negative impact on the farmers and suicide, farmer suicide. Now they are linked with ethical aspect, ethics. So that I tried to put in that book. That's what initially I'm giving an introduction. Those who are preparing for mains exam can go to such kind of book there. And now this month Pearson publication. Pearson, all these are big multinational companies. So my Geography of India book is coming, physical geography. So as a person, I not only teach several places, I am also author of number of books and all. I keep on writing there. And my thing comes there to research the things and develop content. So what we'll do here, now the real aspect of where we are meeting right now in the classroom. From mains exam point of view, mains exam particularly here, General Studies third paper, GS3 paper. This year, those who qualified the exam, 2022 exam, the toppers, like 3 toppers are girls. Ishita Kishore, right? Then you have Lohia, then Harita, right? The top 3 are girls, even top 10. I've been meeting there just day before yesterday. I was talking to 2 or 3 selected candidates. I asked their marks. I recently met one girl, Madhusri. She has got 368 some rank there from Kerala state. I asked that what is your experience of writing mains exam? Because all these people have qualified finally. They went to interview and got the rank. So my interaction with the selected candidates, they told me one thing, that if you look at mains exam, you have a essay. One is the paper is essay. Right? Then you have GS 1, 2, 3, 4. GS 4 is on ethics. There is complete paper on ethics. Then optional subjects. Right? Whichever optional subject you take, you have 2 paper, paper 1, paper 2. Any option will have 2 papers. So optional subject. And then you have a qualifying language paper. English and this language, you have to qualify. Their marks will not be added. I asked them, all this year 2022 selected candidate, if you look at mains exam, I asked their marks, how much marks they have got. Because after, once the result comes out, UPSC also declare the cutoff, whatever cutoff of the prelims. It also declares the marks. And even it gives the marks of the selected candidates. It means how much they scored, interview, how much they've got. Their marks, what I found that, very decisive thing, why they are able to get into service is that they told me, sir, that one is the optional subject marks. They're scoring more than average marks. Whichever you take, whichever subject. Whether you take history, geography, PSIR, political science IR, anthropology. If you are scoring more than 50%, right, that is one. Second, what they said, ethics. 250 marks complete paper. And that decides a lot the score to get into the interview. Third thing they highlighted essay. Now you know the essay topics are very abstract. They're asking philosophical topics, right? Philosophy based. Even there, they're connecting with environment, like for the forest. Now you know development, the way that human development and forest deforestation and all this. So that part was also part of the essay writing there. And then they told them about the GS3 paper. Now this paper is very dynamic paper. It's not a static. This paper is very applied paper. Applied in nature. See GS 1, 2 and all, you'll find geography, history and economics. There are also dynamic topics are there. But there you require in-depth knowledge of the theory part. But what the UPSC is asking GS3 paper, and if you look at GS3 paper, this also is a decisive. So if your mains exam, if you look at mains exam, if you do your optional well, see GS 1 and 2 you will be able to manage there. GS3 paper is why it is challenging. You have economic development, science and technology, environment, disaster management, and the national internal security. These are 5 topics are there. And all this comes into the newspaper. Economy, you know, the economy, everyday paper covers someone's economic aspect. And economy as a subject also requires good understanding. Plus, environment, again, you'll find different stories are there in newspaper. Every day you'll come something on the environmental aspect. Right? Same way, if you look at science and technology, what about development worldwide, technological development, Indian science and technology development, all these questions are being asked. Internal security, like I'll give you Manipur. You know that you have read about Manipur violence? Can anyone tell me what is the main cause of Manipur violence? There is a part of, again, this time again GS3 paper. GS3 paper has got internal security. So, can anyone tell me what is the main, like it has all come in newspaper, the Manipur violence there? Any idea? Huh? Yes, somebody, huh? Correct. Correct, very true. Right, right. Cookies are minorities, right, very true. Right. Right. Okay. I'll tell you that. If you see that, what is, I'll come to my subject also, but I'm giving idea, GS3 paper. Let me do one thing here. If you take here GS3 paper, as I said, it's a very dynamic paper. Right. So one area, this economic development, whatever economic development you come across in newspaper, current affairs, then as I said, science and technology will be the third, will be environment here. There the questions are, and environment is again, you can connect with disaster management. And then finally you have this internal security, national security and internal security. Like this Manipur, which I said, Manipur thing. So there are two, I'll say rather 3 communities are there. One community is a Naga also there. Nagas, Kukis. Nagas and Kukis are hill tribes. So if you look at the geography of Manipur, there's a valley and surrounded by hills. So this valley is there and surrounding is the hilly area. Hills are there. Naga and Kuki tribes, they're hill people. Whereas the Meiteis are valley people. They're settled in valley area. Right? Now, if you look at population wise, Meiteis, they are holding their powerful position. Both in political, like 60, Manipur has got 60 seats in the Legislative Assembly. Right? 40 goes to the Meiteis. Remaining 20 is distributed with Kukis and Nagas. Right? Now, scheduled tribes, they have a status, they're ST. Now, Meiteis, If you look at Meitei's demography, they're divided into Hindus and Muslims. Some part were Christians, but if you look at hill tribes, the majority are Christians. Right? Nagas and Kokis will find Christians are there. I'm giving the religious demographic work also. Meiteis will find Hindus and Muslims, and then few will be Christian also there. This is how the population are divided community-wise. Now, where the problem started, Meiteis are powerful in political aspect. They rule the state, even the present CM, that all comes there. And they have already been given the status of SC and OBC. Now, Meiteis demanded for scheduled tribe status, ST tribe. Right? Nagas and hill people. Nagas are hill people. Kukis are hill people. They oppose that. They have already got reservation. What is the need of getting scheduled tribe? They already have got the reservation. They are more. They have got more rights. They enjoy more privilege as a valley people. We don't have that kind of resources. So why they should give? That's one aspect. But I'll tell you what is the real problem. Why I mentioned Manipur. How the violence started. There was removal of Kuki people from their land. Government removed them on the ground of encroachment. You know, sometimes forest land, there may be encroachment. And the government blamed that these people are doing illegal activities. You know, illegal activity means some kind of drugs, opium. They're growing opium in that area and they are cultivating, and that is causing the illegal problem, law and order problem. And they were ousted from there. Their homes were demolished and they were removed from there. So now you know that land is a big issue. Like even Karnataka state, if you take Karnataka state, you have forest area. You have tribes. We have primitive tribes there. There are other tribes who settle in forest or forest areas, the nearby area. And let's say government says you are an encroacher and you remove them. One beautiful movie is Kantara. You've seen the Kantara movie? Kantara movie is based on that. And the entire movie was that, removing those villages people. And they were labeled what? They're encroachers. They're encroaching on the forest land. So that ignited, that ignited the spark of the conflict. See, I'm taking one current affairs, Manipur issue, but you see different dimensions are there. Political, social, economic, even environmental. Right? They're linked together. That's what the GS3 paper become difficult. Why one do not get good marks? Because they are not able to connect with the things. Different areas. I'm very sure if the question comes on the Manipur violence this year in mains exam, most of people will not be able to go to that forest aspect there. That part of it. That is also one of the things there. Yes, internal security there. So that is it. So when you write question, you have to bring all the perspective there. But what is challenge here? 250 words, 150 words. You cannot write everything, but the way you present answer can be done there. Now I'll come to science, tech and environment disaster. Science and technology. See, in the science and technology, if you look at prelims exam become difficult because they can ask you anything. Anything from science and technology. But in the mains exam, they will ask some specific questions which are easy to answer. It's not difficult. So science tech, if you look at here, from main exam perspective, in GS3 paper, they're around I can say 3 to 4 questions there, average. Average 3 questions will get there. In the exam, they will ask you the 3 to 4 questions there. And they're asked direct question. They'll ask direct question. Like for example, there was a question about what is nanotechnology and the application of nanotechnology. 150 words. One can easily write about nanotechnology. You have read nanotechnology, you can write about this. So what I'll do here, I'll break into components. One part will be here about any technology. UPSC will ask you another question, the new direct question about any technology. Let's say, for example, what is cloud computing? Right? Application of cloud computing. There's one type of question. Or let's say, for example, if you take some emerging technology, so they can ask you about laser, robotics, AI. Suppose that you get a question like this one, Chat GPT. Now, those students who wrote this year prelims exam, they were expecting the question from Chat GPT. AI. But UPSC didn't ask question. And you all know ChatGPT is by a company called OpenAI. That's the name of which has come with ChatGPT. You all will know that. Few of you may be using ChatGPT. Right? It is also used as a tool for preparation. Right? But what happened? UPSC didn't ask in prelims exam. See, certain areas or topics in current aspect, they keep it reserved for the mains exam. So let's say question comes, what is ChatGPT and what are its potential impacts? 150 words. So first part is what? You have to explain ChatGPT. So now tell me what is ChatGPT. If you have to write in specific words, what is ChatGPT? Okay. So why have I given the question? Suppose, what is my question? Mains exam question asks what is ChatGPT, first part, and second part discuss its impacts, social impact, economic impact, right, about ChatGPT, right? So what is said is a predetermined something given. Now how would you approach such kind of questions? Mains answer there. So first, let's say you have started your answer saying that ChatGPT is an AI based. You have used the keyword artificial intelligence based machine learning, ML. See, you are bringing such keywords. Now you don't have to explain what is machine learning. Machine learning, you don't have to explain, but you are using keyword. Is AI, artificial intelligence, ML, machine learning based kind of a tool, right? Which is predetermined with the content which one can search, and it is basically a more advanced form of chatbot. You know chatbot. You know the chatbot. Sometime when you go visit website, you have chatbot. How may I help you? You write something, then the chatbot asks next question. You give the answer. And how it works? Chatbot works with some predetermined kind of information. Let's say question will be how are you? To say I am fine. So when you write in that case, so it is based on that. Now what is the advancement ChatGPT? It uses AI, more advanced form of algorithm. Like as you do Google search. When you search, you get a lot of things there. ChatGPT can give. And what is now has come with ChatGPT? It can also give you image, not a text, right? Voice, image, in a recognition part of it. So let's say 30-40 words. You have written ChatGPT. Now what is second part of the question? Impacts. Now tell me what is socio-economic impacts. Suppose this comes in mains exam. Socio-economic impacts of ChatGPT. Laziness, okay. Unemployment, okay. Current issues, There, what type of current issues will be there with ChatGPT? Okay. Okay. Let me ask here. Do you support ChatGPT? Or you are against ChatGPT? Support. Why you support? Question is why you support there? Okay. So, so what is saying that if you train anybody with ChatGPT use, so that person can also use it for any kind of purpose, for training purpose or for education purpose. See, what is ChatGPT as an AI? Wherever you want to use, industry, education, like today for UPSC coaching, you can use the ChatGPT, right? Story writing, books. ChatGPT can give you so that makes life easier. See, suppose if I have to write a book, I will refer 10 books. I will do research, no? I'll take 10 books, then write one single book based on the content. ChatGPT makes my life easier. Because ChatGPT can provide me those information base where I can read and I can filter out easier. My time is saved. Right? Time is saved there. Now Google, if you do, it will be again time taking. Why it is Google is time taking? Google will give you a number of websites. And again, you have to go to each website. Open and read. Filter out. But here what the AI is doing is giving you curated, what is called what? Curated. You're getting curated content at one place. It becomes faster, easier. Life becomes more easier. So now tell you, see, when the question comes, impacts. Impact means positive impact, negative impact. So I'm sure many of the people will first start with negative impact. But I will advise you, any science tech question, you first write positive impacts, benefits. Are you able to understand? Those who, all of you will be writing means one day. So first you write about positive impacts. Okay, what are the positive impacts? What I said, it makes life easier. You can train something. We can use in education. We can use in many aspects there. That is the application part. Right? Then come to negative impacts. Now tell me what are the negative impacts? He has used the word misuse. Somebody can misuse. Now what is the negative impact? Do you think ChatGPT is 100% perfect? It is not. It will also have an error. I'll give you an example. I tried ChatGPT asking that, who is NEERAJ NACHIKETA? I'm telling you a very interesting thing here. Who is NEERAJ NACHIKETA? You also try it. If you ask about me in the ChatGPT, you see what reply you get. You know what the reply gave? It has picked up from everywhere. See, if you search my name in Google, you'll get that he's a teacher, teaching with so-and-so institute. It just picked up all those areas. You know what big mistake it did? Subject. I'm a teacher of science tech environment, and this ChatGPT also mentioned Indian polity. I don't teach Indian polity. Right? I'm not a teacher of Indian polity. So let's say somebody who don't know me, who is the teacher, what subject he teach, will get guided by that he is an Indian polity teacher. Indian polity, science tech, they are two different subjects. So there are certain type of errors because it is predetermined. It just search and try to feed into that and will give you information. So one thing is that. Second, what is another thing here? Where the negative impacts will be? Students, right? Let's say for UPSC preparation, you will read book. Right? You are going to read book, reference book or something. Life is easy. Right? Life is very easy. So you don't require to read a book. Right? Let's say Indian Parliament, Lok Sabha. You have Lok Sabha. You don't have to. So what he has said, although it helps saving time, effort. But what happens? I'll now use another very important word, mental impact, psychological. Because what will happen? Man is lazy. We are tend to go for easier path. Anyone would like to have comfort. Hard work is always difficult, right? And school children. Imagine school children using ChatGPT. So what will be the outcome of learning? Learning outcome for them. The real learning will not come. You understand? Real education. Ready-made, no? Ready-made. You get answer. Fingertips, you are getting answer. So what a human brain does, that this tool is doing. So that means your human brain development, when you read, think, try to get answer. So that is a mental and growth happens there. Learning process happens. That get minimized here. Because you're getting the answer there. So that is a psychological and mental impact, particularly for the children, school children, college students. See, for UPSC, you can do the why, because for UPSC, you are grown up, you are matured. But now imagine class 6 standard, class 10th standard, they are using ChatGPT. Are you able to understand? Where the impact will be more. See, if you are college graduate and all, you are matured enough. So that will be, you will be able to manage it. But young children, they will be hooked to it. And it will become like a addiction, addiction. For everything, they will not use their brain, they will ask ChatGPT. Today we do now Google Assistant. Google se pucho. So ChatGPT se pucho. ChatGPT will give you the answer. So that is another thing, psychological learning process there. Right? Error, I've said the errors and all. So what is my point? When you are looking into the question, one question is direct. Let's say chat GPT. If UPSC asks this question, what is big data? Right? Let's say question like this. What is big data? Applications of big data. Direct question. Any idea what is big data? Suppose that you get a question. Means answer writing. This is how the mains question will be there. What is big data? Mention applications of big data. Yes, anyone? Let's big data. What is big data? Okay. Yes, anyone from backside? Big data. Let's say if this question comes, what is big data? Mention applications of big data. I'll go through all different type of question there. How means answer writing part. How we will proceed that big data. So what is first thing here? Now tell me in this question, if question comes, what is big data? Will you give an introduction here? Like sometimes question which comes here, you have to start with a introduction, body, conclusion, normal answer writing part. If question comes, what is something? So how would you start your answer? You don't require introduction. You will write about big data. Like question comes, what is chat GPT? So you not start with introduction like recent time, it is coming so and so and so and so. No. You will lose your words. 150 words. If question comes, what is something? Start direct with that. So that is what is big data. Any idea what is big data? Then I'll come to the application part. Large quantity of data. Let's say, for example, what is big data? When you have to write answer in mains exam from science and technology perspective, you have to bring which area of science and technology. Like I've said, chat GPT is a AI ML, artificial intelligence, machine learning. So now you have to tell me big data comes from which area of science and technology? This is which field, which area comes? Yes, computer science. AI is also from computer science engineering, right? So like if you take here the big data, that is basically here in terms of this information, computer science, right? Information technology there. What is there comes something called data management. Like for example, I'll just try to make it. So when you start the answer, big data is an emerging paradigm. See, this is the way language works. Is an emerging aspect of information technology and computer science, which can help, right, analyze, get an outcome from voluminous data, structured or unstructured or semi-structured, whatever that in there. So you're writing with a sentence, right? That where the big data becomes there. Like for example, when you come to computer science IT, so what it does here, large data set. It works on large data set. Now when you say large data set, so you have to give examples. Can you give example large data where the data is very, very high? We are now in which age? Information age. Every day we generate large volume of data. Mobile phone, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is data. And suppose you are using WhatsApp every day, imagine how much data you are generating there. You are sending your photograph, others are sending their photographs. You are writing in the WhatsApp, others are replying. This is all data, no? Suppose I have to analyze my WhatsApp messages. Suppose, right? I have to analyze my WhatsApp message of 1 year. Data will not be. Think of that. I'm giving a very common understanding. Let's say WhatsApp message. I'll come to their WhatsApp messages, right? Of 1 year. Let's say 1 year WhatsApp message. The data will message will be used. That depends on how much you use WhatsApp, right? If you are using too much of WhatsApp, right? Every day you have a chat with your friends, right? Whatever they imagine how much you are going to, and look at 1 year. Can you analyze? Can normal computer can analyze such data? Or let's say, can normal program, software program, can analyze such data? Difficult. It's a difficult one, right? You require some advanced software, right? Now suppose her all WhatsApp messages 1 year, right? and I have to use big data on her WhatsApp messages, right? And now see what big data can help. That advanced software will not only go through her data, all messages, but also filter out something which I am looking for, relevant areas. Let's say I want to understand her likes and dislikes, right? You understand your likes and dislikes. Can you find out likes and dislikes from the messages of people? It can be possible. What do you give the answer? Can you understand behavioral pattern of a person through the message? Can you figure out a personality of a person? Yes, you can find it out. And imagine 1 year data, one can easily build that what type of person is that from messages. Message reflects your thought, no? Your thought, your purpose. It can build your character. You can say, oh, this person is a person who is like this. You'll be able to build the trait. See how powerful the technology is there. Give you an impact. And if I know her likes or dislike, I can offer her product. Okay, ma'am, this one new product has come in the market, which may be of your likes. Are you able to understand that? So that is called business. You know, e-commerce. Have you seen that Google sometime? Ad, you know, you have ad. You would have searched somewhere some word. That system recognizes that this man is using this search, so they will prompt you with the ad. Even if you don't want that to buy that ad, but you'll get the option. So big data is able to do that. Or I'll give you another scenario there. Aadhaar card. You all know Aadhaar card? Now tell me, Aadhaar card, what all data you have in Aadhaar card? What all things are in Aadhaar card? Your Aadhaar card. Your name, date of birth, parent's name, address, then your 12 digit. Aadhaar number, you know, 12, 4 chunk, 12 numbers. Then biometrics, fingerprints, and iris. So one person has so much of data. Imagine billions of Indians, you know, all over India. Now I'll tell you how big data can help. Let's say I want to find out who all are 60 plus people, 60 plus age for any kind of government program. Big data will do that. So what is here? Policy making, governance. I've given commerce. So you have to write there, when you write big data, you have to see the computer science and all this. And what it looks into, large data set. Let's say genomic data, Aadhaar data, population data. All these data sets, right? Sometimes, you know, exit poll, right? You know exit poll? What is exit poll? They will, just before the result comes, they will say that this time Congress is going to win. This time BJP will win, right? This minister also. This time this is going to be the winner of that constituency. It happens there. But sometimes it fails. It fails, no? Exit poll is not 100% correct. Sometimes the prediction goes wrong also. It happens there. How they do the exit poll, you know? How they do the exit poll? Tell me. All this media, how they come with the exit poll? They do the survey. They go and ask people, constituencies. All the data, no? Let's say if I do survey of a constituency, I ask everyone to whom you vote, what was the problem, what was the thing. I will get some data, right? And from there, now imagine this big data is able to work on such kind of information, which is a structured, unstructured data, and can predict correctly who will be the winner. The prediction of exit poll will become perfect. That's where the big data comes. So hundreds of applications can be there. So you have to write the application part. Genome project or banking or financial, voting, election, you can give many examples. Correct? Are you able to understand that? Right? This way you have to do. Now my point is here. This one. So one question will be direct. I've given you two examples, Chat GPT, big data. Same thing, cloud computing, quantum, anything can be asked. Now what is second type of question here? One type of question I mentioned. Second type of question, what you would expect in the mains exam, that will be part of government policies and program. Government policies, then programs in science and technology. Some initiatives. I'll give you example here. UPSC asked the question about National Biopharma Mission. If you look at previous year question, National Biopharma Mission, pharma industry, right? So that is a government initiative to bring into development of biopharma sector there. Sometime government may have some kind of a mission program for manufacturing, for agriculture, for defense. So there will be question on that part, like how that can help agri sector, how that policy can help in manufacturing, how that policy will help in social sector, human development. Again, that can be there. Now I'll give you example. Suppose that if UPSC asks this one, Gati program there, GATI. One is Gati Shakti. You know that? I'm asking Gati. I'm talking from science and technology perspective. What is Gati program? And where Gati is linked with that? Gati. Yes? Not involved. No, Gati Shakti, that is something different. I'm asking Gati mission. No, that is separate. So now see, that's what you are saying, that is correct, but that is some different Gati. This Gati. Gati is a Hindi word, right? Gati means progress, speeding up there. You are right there. This Gati is a gender advancement. G is a gender. A is advancement. In science and technology initiative. Girls education in science. Women education in science. Women, today's science education, that 11th, 10th, 12th science. And then what happened after 12th science? 2 days back, I was in interview board. I was just taking interview. I used to ask till 12th biology and graduation political science. It happens somewhere, right? I used to ask the question, why from biology you have done 12th biology, why you have taken the humanities subject? So you know what answer I've got there? A few of the candidates who told me, sir, my parents told me to take biology, so I took the biology, but I was not very happy with biology. So after 12th, I decided not to pursue biology. This is a real answer I've got. I asked, didn't you try for NEET exam? Now the NEET exam, medical entrance. No, sir, I was not interested. Now see here, what is happening here? The kind of environment what child gets into the science education, that is not able to promote a girl child to get into scientific field. What should the girl child should do? BSc, MSc, PhD, right? Pursuing science career. That is not there. The government want to increase there. Suppose you get a question, what is Gati program for more participation of women in science, technology, engineering and medicine, STEM. This is what called STEM, STEM. You have to write about this is a program at a school level, where the lab, school level, what happens? You don't have enough lab. Why people leave science? Why they don't have interest in science? Because the education system in the school level do not make it very interesting, right? Labs, labs and all. If you look at science lab, if you just go back to your school days, it is not up to that mark. And what happens board exam? They will give you marks, right? Even if you don't conduct experiment, right? You get marks. I think all of you experience that. They'll give you marks. You just do well in theory, writing part. You get that one? So what is lacking there? Infrastructure. Suppose schools have labs and they have instruments. Instrument, you know that. And the person, lab assistant, you have a lab assistant, teach in such a way. The girl child get, Ohm's law. Very fascinating, right? Resistance and all this. And she decides to become electrical engineer, right? After electrical engineer, she decides, now I'll go to Tesla. Tesla. Tesla company. I'll build a car, electric car. That kind of environment. I want to design electric car. So that is where the government is trying to do. Now this is where government program. But government want to do it in the. I'll give you another one. I don't know whether you know or not. ISRO also has a program. Sometimes scientific organization has a program. Can you name any program? Yuvika. Are you aware of this program? Yuvika? ISRO. Young children, right? Young children, their Yuvika program. What happens is the school children there. Now you know that you are very sure you know that there's a startup, there's new startup company which is making satellite by students. And you know 75 years of independence, one satellite was launched. Ajadi Sat. Ajadi Sat. You know who made the Ajadi Sat? It was all by girl students from all over India. They built a small satellite called Ajadi Sat. Yuvika program. Are you getting this? See, I am talking from mains perspective. So what could be another question? Another question could be based on either ISRO, DRDO and all this program or government programs. And it's a benefit to society. Right? Now third thing here. Third question, third type of scientific question will be interconnected. See here. Interconnected with other areas of GS. You would expect other areas of GS. I'll give you example. You will make to understand there. Suppose use of science and technology in agriculture, right? Or science and technology into manufacturing. You have to look into that part. And or let's say, I'll ask you another thing here. AI and ethics. Suppose artificial intelligence and ethics. Tell me what you will write if any question comes on that. Ethical aspect of artificial intelligence. Ethics is another area. Artificial intelligence is science and technology. So what answer you will write? Ethical aspect of AI. Transparency. Okay. What would be the answer? Ethical aspect of AI. Jobs. Loss of jobs. Okay. Anything else? What is ethics? Now first thing, what is ethics? Ethics is what? Morality. Good or bad. Right or wrong. Right? Sahi or galat. That's called morality. Right? And we all have been studying moral science. From school days, moral science. The book also, no? Karnataka also has got book there, Karnataka State moral science book. You should do this, you should be this, you should be that. What is ethics? Not doing harm to anybody. Now harm could be what? One will be physical harm. Second is even that mental harm also can be there. Right? That's what ethics says. We should not cause harm to others. We should not cause harm to the environment. Right? Trees, plants, all this comes into that. Then also ethics come religion. You know, religion. How religion comes to ethics? They will connect with AI. How religion comes, religion with ethics. Norms. Religious norms. You know, sometimes religion will give you sanction. Have you heard? The religion says that you should not do this. Do's and don't. If you do, then you are not a man of religion. You are something else. It comes there. Sometimes not a religion, even the society will have norms which one has to follow. Like suppose a norm to be followed in Indian society will become unethical in UK. Like what is our we have norm? When we meet anybody, how we do that? How we do that? If we see some known person, we greet them, right? And Indians are very, very friendly. They'll be very, very close. They'll come very close. If you do the same thing in Germany, you will land up in problem. Germans, they have a concept of space. That means you are greeting that person. But they maintain a distance. Right? To see the norms change, the norms of greeting in India, where you know, sometimes you hug there, how are you? very hand and everything, right? This is the Indian way, right? But you do the same thing in Germany, then you will end up with a big problem, or any other country. So that again, the societal values or the norms, that is ethics. So now I'll tell you here, AI. Suppose you get a AI with ethics. Now tell me how the things will be there. I've given you what is ethics. So now tell me about that AI and ethics. What is AI? Machine. Man and machine. Right? One we say connection of man with God. Now what is happening? What will happen in future? Man will be machine. Machine will be the part of the man there. Is it correct? Man and machine. How the relationship will happen there? Suppose that I'll ask you, Sophia. You know Sophia? Who is Sophia? Robot. What type of robot is Sophia? Huh? What type of robot is there? It's a human-like robot, humanoid. So now tell me, Sophia is work with AI. It works with AI. Now tell me how the relationship will develop with Sophia. Let's suppose you have a Sophia at home. How your interaction will happen? You're having Sophia. Imagine that. You're living with Sophia. Sophia is always with you. So then now tell me what will happen there. Now I'm giving a very good example there. Now think of that. Or any robot you think. What will happen there? What will happen there? Sophia will understand you from in and out. You know Alexa, when you use Alexa, Google, Siri, Siri, SIRI. You have used Siri? Siri knows everything. And Siri will learn, something called deep learning. Human brain learns, no? Deep learning. Right? Machine learning, deep learning. The algorithm is learning from you. So what will happen first thing here? The entire kind of interaction, social interaction, that is going to change. Another thing is what about AI and ethics? Misuse of AI. Sometimes AI, I'll give you name of a movie, The Age of Ultron. I don't know how many people seen that movie. Iron Man, Captain America, Age of Ultron. There's a Hollywood movie. And that Ultron is an AI. It basically controls everything. Now today, computer, mobile, everything is based on internet. Suppose that AI get control over that. And AI, that bug, the error, starts sabotage. Sabotage? Sabotaging everything. Suppose that your mobile phone, your personal mobile phone, start behaving with very different way. Imagine what impact will be there. You're typing something, something else is coming there. Imagine that situation there. Again, that is impact, no? So what is ethics comes? The human machine, the relation will impact the nature. Human nature there. Natural setting will change. Right? Our behavioral aspect will change. This all are the ethical aspect. Right? And AI will ultimately make us go down. AI will become more advanced. And with time, AI will get more and more trained. So, there was one question was on ChatGPT also. And Elon Musk. Elon Musk? He was very much afraid of this. ChatGPT one day will control everything there. And what the software developer doing? All over the world, they were developing this different type of this application. Right after OpenAI, many labs worldwide, they started developing. And they were not knowing what they are developing, more advanced and all. Suppose slowly and slowly this kind of system become more and more advanced. Then that could be a threat to human existence. That you have to write. Applied areas. Right? Finally, what you find here, what I would like to just add here, this one. Analytical part of it. Analytical question. Analysis. Like sometimes let's say question there, GM crops. Let's say you get a question on GM crops. Genetic modified crops, pros and cons of GMO. Analytical, whether we should have GM or not. So what is your opinion? We should have GM crops or we should not have GM crops? We should have there. Okay, like if I ask another question, that defense sector, India is trying to bring more private players. So what is your opinion on that? Is good or bad? More privatization in defense, is it good thing or bad thing? Or what will be pros and cons of more privatization of defense sector? Is again analytical, no? It have good impact also, bad impact will also, negative impact will be there, right? So that way a question can be asked. So those who are going to write means, that's what I'm trying to give you idea, that the science tech question will be 4 level. Either simple direct question, government policy, or with some other GS areas, science technology application, that can be asked, or you will have an analytical type of question, analysis based question. Right? Are you all able to understand here? So that way you have to prepare. And what you have to do, those of you who are going to write mains this year, although UPSC has not asked questions of the current affairs of last 1 year in science and technology area, but now be prepared that this coming mains, last 1 year current affairs science tech will be there. Like I have mentioned in the morning batch also, the Chandrayaan 3, India's lunar mission, third, that's making the headline there. Question could be asked, what is the relevance of lunar mission of India? And what India is going to gain from lunar mission? Right? That could, direct question can be asked. Gaganyaan, let's say Gaganyaan. UPSC has not asked question Gaganyaan, a pre-exam and mains exam. But what if the mains exam Gaganyaan mission is asked? That could be again a question can be asked. So what my saying is that all the compilation what you had for 1 year, science and technology current affairs, that you have to go it thoroughly. Since this session is only for 2 hours, that's what I cannot go detail in everyone, but I'm giving you a direction. I'm giving an idea. Right? This is one thing. Now second, what I'm coming here, let me come to this one. Environment part. I think this is hanging here. Closed captioning. Let me see here. All right, so now let's see here. So if we come across another thing here, what I would like to add here, environmental aspect. See, in environment, what you need to do there, for prelims exam, environment questions, around 15, 15 to 20 will be very rare, but 15 on an average, you get question from environment. Now what UPSC is doing again, prelims exam, is not asking from the normal current affairs materials. They are asking something else, like Indian squirrel was asked, community reserve was asked, Nagoya protocol, all these were asked there, right? For mains exam, I'll tell you, for mains exam, you have first thing here, in the mains exam, very first thing comes here, this one, natural resources. Loss of natural resources, right? Depletion of natural resources. If you just go back to previous year question, you will find UPSC has been asking about river, about water, right? So here, let's say, this case, let's say forest. What is the growing problem we are facing in India? Deforestation, right? Now deforestation, because why? Because of infrastructure development, human development. So there is a loss of forest and vegetation. Again, you know the natural resource. Another problem happening with wetlands. Encroachment to wetlands, pollution of wetland. I am saying here, whatever depletion is happening, human development, right? Forest or this. Then again, in terms of agriculture, the soil. Then again, whatever the biological resources we have. So syllabus, if you look at, and one area where you could come from current aspect, that is the part of depletion there. And I'll add here, I'll give you certain example topics there. We have biannual Forest Survey of India report, FSI. Now is 2023, right? So you could get question about loss of forest in India. Because what is happening there? What is our national forest policy target? That India should have 33% of land covered with trees and forest. We are somewhere around 24%. And there's a huge loss of forest now getting in the northeastern India, northeast. Right, northeast is facing that loss of vegetation there. So that part you have to bring about that. So there could be a direct question asked on the loss of. Then linking with this is this one, pollution, in-water pollution. Now I'll give you one good example, this one. Suppose air pollution, water pollution, land pollution. See, main question will be again somewhere linked with current affairs. Like air pollution, you know that Delhi smog, Delhi pollution, air pollution, that is a part of, and that is now becoming big threat. Air pollution worldwide is big problem. And you know, if you go back to previous question, National Clean Air Program, right, all this has been asked. Now UPSC is not going to ask there. UPSC will go into some new area of pollution like light pollution. Is a big concern, right? What are the negative impacts on light pollution? See, we are now living with the glare, glaze, light. Even daytime we are using internally, indoor. All lights are there. Nighttime, again, you know, we are using some lighting, light in the sky. So now tell me what are the negative impacts of light pollution for humans and other animals? Urban heat island, okay. Hearing part. Insects, there, birds, right? Turtles, you know, turtles. Turtles, they nest. They lay egg. And you have read about this name, Gahir Matha. Gahir Matha. Where is Gahir Matha? Odisha. They require dark. The breeding, you know, the breeding which happens with the turtles, they require dark condition. Light can be interference. What happens with light? The young turtle which hatch, you know, after egg the turtles will hatch. Or let's say when the birds egg hatch, young birds, they will get attracted towards light. And they may fall from the tree, that birds, or turtle may go towards the light side and they will be eaten by some predator. Generally for turtles what happens, the moment they hatch they go back to sea. They return back to the sea. But what could be light? Light will attract to them away from the sea. That's what happens. Wildlife part. And what is impact on human light pollution? What are impacts on that? Eyes. Then again, what happens when the light is there, sleeping pattern, you know, what is something called body clock. When the light is there, there's something called melatonin. Our brain releases melatonin. There's a kind of a hormone and they release pigmentation. And also our body clock, sleeping pattern. And let's say when you don't sleep more, what will happen? The brain will get tired. It's a direct impact of brain. Right? Mental brain impact is there. Light is causing such an eye problem. Light is causing the problem there. So that could be a question. But what UPSC will do? UPSC will not ask you only light pollution impact. UPSC may ask you solution. Tell me what are solutions of light pollution? How can we minimize light pollution? See, light we require. Without light we will go to dark age. What is solution there? Tell me. LED light, okay. But LED also has a more brightness, na? Correct. Okay, what we can say, we should have optimum light intensity. And you know, here science and technology can help, you know, sensor. You have seen in the mobile phone? Have you noticed mobile phone, laptop? If there's more light, its intensity automatically will reduce. It happens, no? When the light is less, automatically the intensity goes up. So we can develop in same in our building also. Right? Use maximum the normal light in daytime. Night time we can, then the light, you know, what happens, light scatters, spreads. So we can have such kind of thing, light is focused. I'll give you a very beautiful example. You have seen those kind of small kind of bulb with there. Right? I have seen in the aeroplane there. You just switch on only that part, only this much will be light. Rest part will be dark. Focused light there. These are the solution, no? That we can suggest there. Then we must do what? We must have some kind of guidelines that near forest and those area, There should not be lighting after 7 o'clock or something, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Right, inside house we can use it, but outside, some regulation should be there. So you have to write about the solution there. What is dark sky? What is dark sky reserve? Is linked with this only. Dark sky reserve. Dark sky reserve. Anyone in the classroom? Dark sky reserve. It's linked with the light only there. Where have you read about it in newspaper? Again, current affair with the environment. Now tell me here, where you read? Dark sky rise. Ladakh. Leh Ladakh. India has created dark sky reserve. And why it is dark sky reserve linked with? That is gazing the stars. Astronomy. Telescope. We use the sky. In the night time, what scientists do? They look at the sky to study universe, galaxies, stars and all. Now suppose there is lighting in the sky. So the visibility will not be there. Scientists will not be able to study the universe with a telescope. So now they are creating dark sky. Dark sky means no light. Zero light in the night time. There is no light there. So again, those kind of current topics linked with environment, you have to figure out. Now what is there? Apart from pollution, what comes the next one? This one. Wildlife conservation. Now I'll tell you a very important area which you are going to write in those who are here or online who are going to write mains exam. Like, Project Tiger. Completed how many years? Tiger project? 50 years. See, that's what the UPSC has reserved some topics for mains exam. And Tiger project, if you look at, is it successful or successful? Now this month, 29th July, is International Tiger Day. Every year, 29th July is celebrated International Tiger Day. Why? St. Petersburg Declaration of Tiger Conservation. India is a tiger range country. China, Russia, the many countries have got tigers. And what is successful part of India? That we have doubled the population. We have increased the population there. So there UPSC can ask you direct question. Tiger conservation. 1973 India started. And Jim Corbett National Park, then the part of Bandipur, then Sundarban, we had those kind of park. Now we have more than around 53 national park, their area tiger reserves have been declared. 53 there. So that could be asked as a question. Direct question, you get direct question. Tiger conservation, elephant conservation. UPSC can ask you direct question there. Then now I'll put in this way. There was something this one. Wildlife Protection Act Amendment Act. Amendment 2011. What was the main big change in this Wildlife Amendment Act? Again, you have to go back to the syllabus. Very good, very good. How many schedules we have in the present WPA, Wildlife Protection Act? No, earlier, how much was there? 6 of them. Schedule 1 to 5 are on animals and schedule 6 is on plants, wild plants. Now government has reduced to 4. And one of the very important things, CITES, CITES, Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species. Earlier we didn't have any provision of CITES. And CITES has got appendix 1, 2, 3. That has been now added. So how the UPSC can ask question? Direct question about the amendment and its impact on the wildlife conservation. 4 schedules are there. Vermin has been removed. Vermin. What is vermin? Those animals which cause threat to humans and agriculture and all this. Earlier there was a provision to kill them. But this time in government what is done is just remove the provision of vermin. That could be a question there. So anything linked with tiger, elephant, rhinoceros. Now elephant, this one. Arikomban. Who is Arikomban? Arikomban and Chakkakomban. He is a national hero now. He has become a hero now. He has got so much of limelight, Arikomban. Ari Komban is now moving around in Tamil Nadu area there. He is an elephant. Ari means rice. Kompan means chore, thief. Rice thief. This elephant used to go to the ration shop, right? Ration shop and all this. And vandalize, vandalization. And eat the rice. Love rice to eat. Right? Now he was captured, something. We use kumki. Kumki. What is kumki? Trained elephants. He was taken back. Now he was seen sighted near about somewhere around Tamil Nadu area. So that is one. Another chakka. Chakka komban. Chakka is a jackfruit. Chakka komban is an elephant which loves jackfruit. He's a thief of jackfruit. Enters those areas where jackfruits are there. Jackfruit, you all know that. So, this I'm giving example. So, what UPSC can ask in mains exam? Man-elephant conflict. Human-elephant conflict. Now tell me, if question comes here, human-elephant conflict in this year mains exam, so what are the reasons for human-elephant conflicts? Tell me. These are wildlife-based questions there. What are the causes of human-elephant conflict? Now tell me. Why Ari Komban kill humans? He has killed 11, 12 people he has killed. Do you have problems in Karnataka? Yes. Wild elephants. Which part of Karnataka wild elephant problems are there? Which come to human settlement there? Okay. Near to Western Ghat area. Karnataka has a Western Ghat. Bandipur also comes into the Western Ghat landscape. Nagarhole, Bandipur, this all area. Mysore. Mysuru is also known for elephants. Right? And that adjoining area linked to Wayanad. Wayanad is Kerala side. And then Tamil Nadu, you have a Mudumalai, Anamalai, the range. Not only elephant, but also tigers. Right? Satyamangalam, Satyamangalam reserve that area. So what is one reason why these elephants are coming to human beings? One is called encroachment. Encroachment, you understand that? Habitat loss, habitat. Now what is happening? The near villages are becoming large. Why village increasing? Population increasing. So we are getting to them. Second is what? Food scarcity. Ari Komban loves rice. He might not get rice in the forest. Will he get the rice? Like, sometimes, as a people get addicted to something, you love this one, then you crave, craving. You understand craving? You have a craving that rice. So when he has a craving, he goes to the settlement areas. Right? So, what is another thing? Food. Enough food. That's why they attack to paddy field or sugar cane, sometimes sugar cane. In Assam, Bengal, they go to tea plantation, chai bagan. All these elephants are there. Habitat loss, food scarcity. What is another problem? Another problem, tell me. What is another problem with elephant? Okay. Elephant, they are killed accidentally. You have seen the train road, they have seen the elephant there. And sometimes what happens? Elephants may be electrocuted, wire. They're tall animal, no? This is very huge animal. They get wire and electric current. Now recently, Tamil Nadu government has come out with this fencing. They brought a law to fence. Karnataka and all, we have not got that kind of. And poaching, poaching. Why elephants are poached? Why elephants are killed? Tusker. Ivory trade. They're killed. So all these are factors. Now tell me how it can be solved, such problem. Elephant and human problem. So when UPSC asks question, one part will be the causes of the conflict. Second will be that you have to provide solution to the problem. Now tell me what are the solutions of this problem, human elephant problem. It has got a lot of limelight. The Hindu paper, Indian Express has covered a lot of articles on Ari Komban and all this one. What are solutions there? See, the solution when you write, one solution is that monitoring of elephant movement. They follow corridor. Elephant goes in corridor. There is something called wildlife corridor. Mapping the corridor. Why it is very important? If we map the corridor, suppose scientifically we map the corridor, so we know that there should not be any kind of obstacle there. Or if you know this is the place where the elephant moves, so we must remove the settlement from there. But otherwise the conflict will be there. So what we require? We require first mapping. What is second we require? Monitoring. Let's say we cannot move settlement. Why we cannot move settlement? Human problem will be there. So what we have to do? Monitoring and warning. The moment forest department see there's something called satellite tagging. No, satellite, radio collar, satellite tagging. The forest department knows now this group of elephant, they're moving there. They will give the warning to the villages. Okay, these are there so that conflict doesn't happen. Safe passage. Right? Poaching, you know, poaching is what? Wildlife crime. Controlling wildlife crime. There must be patrolling, patrolling in the forest. Crime, so they look for those kind of poachers in that. So these are the part of the administrative part of it. Right? So this all you have to bring there. So what could be another question mains exam? Wildlife conservation. And again, what do UPSC ask? Problems. What are issues are there? How we solve the issues. Right? Next thing what I want to bring here is this one. Climate change. Climate change aspect there. This time prelims exam, purposely UPSC has not asked questions on climate change. Only one question has asked, Kyoto Protocol. Statement question, statement 1 and 2. But this time could be there. I'll tell you why. Because IPCC, IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. And they had 6th report, AR report, AR 6th. And particularly where the UPSC will ask in mains exam, not the global. UPSC will ask national. Impact on climate change over India. Do you know that what are the impacts on climate change? Of climate change in India? Heat wave. Now cyclone. Dipur Joy was there. Arabian Sea, the cyclone. Sea level rise. All these are the part. Forest fires. All this comes into that. So the UPSC may go into that climate change impacts on India. What are the impacts are? And here you have to talk from specific impacts on India, whether it's a mountainous area or coastal areas and all this one. They will become the part of the question. And since UPSC didn't ask prelims exam, one question could be climate change impacts. Right? Now I would like to bring another area which most of the time people neglect. And is given in mains exam, EIA, Environmental Impact Assessment. UPSC on a duration, 2 to 3 years. They are asking the question Environmental Impacts Assessment, EIA. And where EIA comes? Project development, mining, hydropower, national highway. There the EIA comes. And we have now EIA rules. Now, recently, government has notified rules in 2020. A new rules have come. This new rule has been brought by the government. EIA rules. See, again, I told you, I am taking a session here. If you in environment class, then you learn about the guidelines of the rules here. How do we control the environmental impacts? Now, can you tell me any example of EIA you have come in the state of Karnataka? Any EIA board, EIA report, any project? Any example which has come in the news? Any development project where EIA has made headlines? Will come again? It was with respect to what? Number? No, which project was there? Dam, no? Hydropower project. Right? I'll give you another one thing here. There is a fight between state of Karnataka and Goa. Mahada is there. Again, that is again, see, inter-river sharing. There is political issue. But again, you can link with environmental aspect also. Right? Does Karnataka has problem with Kerala? Tamil Nadu? There are certain water issues are there. And this particularly where the problem is more, where the water scarce area, where the water scarcity is there. And we need water for irrigation, agriculture. There the problem comes there. Right? So those part of it. So that you have to look from the means and how the question will be. Direct question. You will be asked direct question there. UPSC is asking more tough question involved in prelims exam. Multiple type. But mains are simple. Even UPSC simple ask Ramsar site. Ramsar convention, Montreux record, right? Wise use concept, organic farming. The simple type of questions will be there. Right? I'll come to last part of it, disaster management part. Right? Now this part is clear. Anything you want to ask? You are able to understand the approach. No? This is where these are some topics and question will be simple. You will be able to write answer. There will be direct based question will be there. And those of you who are in the classroom and watching live online, what you can do, please make sure at least 6 to 8 months of all environment news, you go through that. Let's say 3-4 questions, environment you will be able to write there. It will not be a problem there. Right? It will not be difficult there. Right? Now, disaster management, at least one question 100% will be there. But sometimes UPSC 2 questions are asked. GS3 paper. Right? Okay, I'll do one thing here. I'll interact with you there. Let me write here. So when you take disaster management, now tell me from the last 1 year, which all areas you have come across disaster management? Current news. Then again we'll link to current. See, UPSC has asked question on earthquake, cyclone, tsunami. All these have been asked. Just go back to previous year questions. UPSC has gone to all this. Cloud burst, then asked on earthquakes, cyclone, tsunami. These all have been asked in the exam. But I'll give you which are areas where, so let's say first thing, it comes to natural calamities. Now, can anyone tell me which are the natural calamities in the news last 1 year where probably this year question can be asked? Earthquake. And where the earthquake was there? Turkey and some part of Syria. Massive earthquake. Yeah, and India has to send the relief there. Then another thing comes here, landslide. But I'll give you another thing. Recently in Sikkim, right, number of people died in avalanche. Just 3 months back, it happened there. Snow avalanche. And you know, one of the another very important thing which is making headlines. Now tell me, which part of Karnataka state, from Karnataka, but you can relate with other state also there. Which part of the Karnataka state suffer with heat waves? Heat waves. This time, you know, it was very hot. Summer was there. Northern side of it. Right, northern side. Can you name a district which is heat wave affected district? Gulbarga is one. Okay. Okay. Bidar is another. Bidar another place there. So this heat wave. These are the natural one. No, urban flooding, the question has come in the exam, but I'm pointing out some new areas I will prepare. Now I'm coming to another one. Joshi Mutt. There may be this year exam question. Joshi Mutt was this land subsidence. See, one area where UPSC already has asked question, that is about cloud burst and all this. But Joshi Mutt is a very different type of problem. And I have written separately why. It is natural also and also man-made. Why man-made? That population, development, construction, and recently developed crack on the road, on the wall, on the building, and many of the families were evacuated from Joshi Mutt. Cyclone, let's say, if question comes of cyclone, so whichever cyclone was in news? Diporjoy. That was in the news, right? Now let's look at man-made disaster. Now tell me what all, I'm just pointing out here, which all man-made disasters was in the news where UPSC can ask question. One is this one. Train accident. Where it took place, 3 trains collided with each other. Orissa. And that, you know the place there. Balasore district. Now the report has come. You know, 2 days back the report has come. It is covered in newspaper, the report. Now what is the report has said? There was a problem in the control room. See, one man-made error could be what? The pilot, the loco pilot who was running the train. The pilot gets the signal, right? Second is the control room where they give the signal or warning to the driver, a pilot there. And it was a very big accident. Around 300 people died in this massive train collision. And it happened after a long time. And there was a lot of blame game. After every disaster, what happens? The blame game starts. What is the responsibility there? Now, in this context, in disaster management, one word has come: anti-train collision system, Kavach. Kavach system. And what was the failure of railways to implement Kavach? Kavach was not implemented there. Actually, Kavach is a technological intervention which can be used everywhere in the country. Not only the part of Orissa or part of it can be used everywhere there. The Kavach system and anti-train. So there was basically signaling or communication problem which led to that accident. So UPSC can ask you that UPSC can ask question, train accident and impacts and how it can be prevented. What UPSC generally asks? Prevention. How we can prevent such kind of a disaster. Now tell me, in man-made disaster, what have made headlines? One I have given, train accident. That was in the news. Where UPSC can ask man-made disaster. Anything else? Man-made disaster? Think of that. There has been there. Huh? The landslide also you can link with this part. Comes into any human-based disaster which has been headlines there. Train accident is one there. Excellent. That was excellent. Very good. Gujarat. Morbi Bridge. Morbi Bridge. Hundreds of people were on the bridge. And that bridge just in the river. Morbi River there. Now this one. Sometimes construction of flyway, they fall there. It's a human thing, construction thing. So Morbi Bridge disaster there. I'll give you another one. Crowd management, stampede, temples and all this. Right, where there are a huge number of people. What is a crowd? Crowd is a moving mass of humans. Imagine that you are in a crowd and you are not moving, crowd is moving you. You should be in more alert position. Right? Again this one, stampede. Crowd management. Do you come across in Karnataka anywhere crowd, such huge crowd at one place? Sometimes it happens in fair, mela. Or sometimes you may have in the railway station and all this one. Huge crowd which is moving there. Mumbai local train. Every year, every month you come a number of people die of this accident, local train accident. Crowd and crowd management. And all this comes into that. So these are, see what you have to do from mains exam, just find out which are those disasters making headlines. Now what UPSC will do? UPSC will focus in two areas. One area will be this one, risk and vulnerability assessment. See, disaster management has got two phases, pre-disaster, post-disaster. That you cover in the classroom program, but I'm just giving you an idea. Every disaster management looks into first risk assessment. Whether it's a landslide, Joshimat, or you take example of cyclone, or you take train accident. Vulnerability and risk assessment. And what comes the next one? Prevention. How do we prevent the disaster? And mitigation. There comes a early warning system. Early warning. Right, this all comes into this early warning and all this. So those who are going to write mains exam, plus when you read the content, please focus on two areas. One is risk and vulnerability. Second, prevention part. How such train accident can be prevented. How this Morbi Bridge kind of disaster can be prevented. How industrial accident can be prevented. Those will become the part of it. And post disaster is almost same. Why it is same? Search, rescue, relief, they're common, no? Whether earthquake or any kind of disaster, one will be NDRF, which NDRF comes, SDRF comes, they rescue lives, they provide food, water, right, medical relief. These are common things. So where the disaster becomes very important, pre-disaster. Now in this context, there is another thing which you must always read, NDMA guidelines, National Disaster Management Guidelines. See, coaching student material will give you there, but then again try to go to the NDMA site and read about NDMA guidelines. NDMA guidelines, they will direct question. UPSC asks direct question as per NDMA guidelines, crowd management. As per the NDMA guidelines, heat waves. So there you have to give from the guidelines perspective. Since you would have covered in the classroom program, wherever you have done the classroom and even this institute there, so there those kind of guidelines, disaster management document, that you have to be at least going through the summary of that. See, you cannot write everything, summary of the points, main points. And they all based on this one, pre-disaster. They all look at pre-disaster phase. Right? That is what we have. Then comes what? What you have to connect with the DM Act, Disaster Management Act. When India passed the DM Act? 2005. NDMA, NDRF, National Disaster Response Force, all this comes under DM Act. So you have to know the provision of the DM Act. And then we have a DM policy also. We have National DM Policy, 2016 Government of India brought. That part you have to again look into that. Institutional framework. And then only once UPSC asks the question about international framework. So one of the area which is connected with international framework, that is called this one. This UN has come, Sendai framework. Sendai framework for action. So those who are going to write the mains exam this time, please make sure to read UN. United Nations has got Sendai framework for action. Sendai. Earlier it was Hugo. Now what is it? 2015 to 2030. It has got goals and targets. And again it is focused on pre-disaster. Pre-disaster phase there. Right? So my purpose of this session was to highlight, bring about the thing here. And again 150 words or 250 words, you will be getting direct answer. But again, I am saying that it's not, don't restrict to only 150, 250. It might be as 200 words. What if UPSC makes changes? It can be as 300 words also. So you are aware of the content. So what you have to do? 1 year current affairs, again revise. What you have read for prelims exam, again revise for mains exam. And again, what is very, very important for mains exam? Practice. You take the sample questions. And how much minute do you get to write one answer? Let's say you have to write one answer. How much time in the UPSC exam will get? Maximum 10 minutes, but it's generally 7 to 8 minutes. Within 8 minutes or 9 minutes, your one answer should be completed. Right? All the toppers who get selected or those selected, they don't leave any question. They write every question. So they write fast. They write fast and they write main point. I've seen it 2 days back. I was interacting with a student. He qualified in his 6th attempt. Just 2 days back, I was in one of the places in Kerala. So there that student was interacting with the rest of the students and he told that he mentioned 3 things where he was able to qualify the last attempt. First thing he said, his handwriting was not legible. Then he realized that he is not getting marks in the mains exam. So he worked on that. Second, he said that I was not when the next time he wrote to the mains, so again he got low marks. Again, what he found the problem? His presentation part. Like when you write answer, you have to underline the keyword, highlight some kind of point. Sometimes you have to write the flow chart or diagram. So he worked on that one, and then finally this year 2022 he got marks. And that will only come when you practice. Practice is a very, very important key. Right? So I know that I've been going through all this area, but these are things which you have to remember. So I'll open for some discussion here. You can ask me question there. Even online people can also ask me questions. Any online people, if you have, let me see how many people are online, so that I can. Only I am there. Some other people are also there. Or maybe recorded video, so they may come into that. Let me just. I will just minimize it. Okay, offline people. How many were qualified prelims? Let me just see that. You qualified prelims? No. But are you getting the approach? Current aspect, whatever you read, and based on that, the content, you have to filter the content and begin writing part. More you practice, your mains answer will become more and more perfect. That you have to work on that, right? Anything you comes to mind, don't hesitate. You can ask me there. Anything. In the morning, I am taking the science tech class. Later, I'll come to disaster management also. But I've given an approach here. Where the question comes in the exam, what level they're asked. Yes. Okay. How many people appeared in the prelims exam? Let me ask the question. In the morning, I didn't ask. Just raise your hand. Don't feel that I have not qualified. Forget about that. जो बीत गई सो बात गई. नहीं हुआ कोई बात नहीं. But you have tried over there. Okay. You have also tried there. Okay. What's your name? Huh? Anusha. Anusha. Okay. General question there. When you were solving science tech question, whether you were positioned to solve science tech question, this prelims exam, those who appeared in the exam, how many questions you solved in science and technology? Anusha, any? Like, were you able to know that I have read somewhere this one, I can have answer of that? Somewhere there. Okay, other people there? What do you? Different there. Okay. All right. See, there were questions which was again not one area, they asked different areas there. What were environment there? Environmental science, environment and ecology, community reserve. Then there was a Biodiversity Act, benefit sharing, Nagoya Protocol. That part question was there. Then it has also asked question about Indian squirrel. Squirrel question was there. And you see how smart UPSC is there. UPSC didn't ask cheetah. You know, cheetah was in the news. UPSC didn't ask any cheetah reintroduction program. You know, Kuno National Park, MP. UPSC didn't ask. So where cheetah can come in mains exam. Species reintroduction. Really it helps or not. Right? Then there were 2-3 questions linked with geography. Like, you know, Jhelum River, crossing the rivers and Wular Lake. Right? Their all names were given. Based on that, the question was asked there. Right? So, every year you'll find environment question linked with geography. 2-3 question map based. They're asking the question there. Right? So, that is another thing. But if you have read there, I don't know in your batch here, environment who has covered there, but whatever you have that understanding. But in the mains exam, I'll tell you, those areas which were untouched will be here this year exam. And again, what you have to do after the mains exam, this type the question paper, GS3 question paper, what you can do, you can take those questions and write answer by yourself without following any model answer. Right? Or I'll do one thing here. I'll tell you one very important thing. If you're next year, if you're targeting next year exam, I'll give you one way out. Just simply from whatever source of question, like Excellence provide you the question there. You have a daily current affairs or something. You're getting the question there. I'd also give you the model answer also there. Right? How to give the answer there. So what you can do, just make a target that at least, so how many people try to write those answers? Whatever time interval. That's what you get from the institute there. You write the answer there? Huh? Pakka? Alright. No, if you see, I know that sometimes you may not get time to write, but at least what is my point is that at least make a target that you write one question in 1 week. At least should be there. Single, at least one question should be tried, minimum. Right? Now imagine that at least you will try to write the answer. You'll be able to have practice right now. And I've been telling you that don't leave it at the last moment, because I'll tell you why I will tell you that. This time, result was very, very fast. Right? Super fast they came out with result. Why they brought the result very fast? I think 15 days. 15 days or something, result was out. Prelims result. You know why? Because why it was there? So fast result UPSC declared. Prelims result. There was, already that CSAT and all this one. They going to some case or something would have been there. So now once you declare the result, you cannot go back there. So whatever that is another issue there. So now look at here. If UPSC is declaring the prelims result 15 days, let's say May month exam, 28th May, June the result is out. Now when is the mains this year? Which month? September. So now look at here. July, August, September. But almost 2.5 months. 2.5 months. Now what is challenge here? Optional is vast. Optional is a big one. We have to read a lot of things there. Essay, you do the practice there. So you have to at least GS papers. GS. You have to be prepared earlier. You have to be just prepared earlier here. And I would request all of you who are going to appear next year, at least you do one thing by December. See, you consider that it is a blessing in disguise for you. You understand blessing in disguise? That even if you appeared in the exam, you were not able to qualify. Consider that it's good that you have not qualified because your preparation was not complete. Make this opportunity this year to prepare thoroughly. And there, by December, this time frame, complete your optional essay, ethics, this all paper. So here, this one, whatever optional you have selected, right? Then essay also there. You just try to complete this part. I have mentioned that these are very decisive part. And I have said, please write questions every week for GS paper. This is for GS. Just paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, you try to write answers there. Then what happens here after, from Jan, now again Jan to May 2024, right? You must be on the prelims mode. Complete focus on the prelims exam. Because after you qualify prelims exam, you are getting 2.5 months. Again, you can revise your optional, right? Practice essay. But GS part and all you do with the prelims part. So that time you should not worry about answer writing part of it. And again, another thing which you remember that CSAT has become difficult. So CSAT now should be practiced continuously. Most of the students, they start CSAT after December. But now you try to, whenever you get time, you try to solve the CSAT question. Particularly the maths. Maths was very difficult this time. Reasoning or reading comprehension. See, reading comprehension will manage. Will not be a problem. Problem you will stuck up in the quantitative part, maths and reasoning part. Right? So, which all books you follow for maths and reasoning? Maths and reasoning. Which books you generally follow? No, normal textbook. Which textbook you follow? Huh? R.S. Agarwal, okay. No, R.S. Agarwal is a basic book. Now what do you have to do? What type of maths you have to practice now? You have to see at the CAT level also there, right? CAT, CAT, MAT, GRE, that type of. And again, JEE, IIT, JEE. Right? It's better you practice SSC and banking questions. That will give you more practice. Particularly I'm talking maths one. Reasoning you will manage there. Reasoning comprehension not a problem there. Maths you start. You can make a kind of your work plan. Okay, that every Sunday I have to do some maths practice. In 1 week at least maths practice I'll do. I'll take a chapter, number system, or I'll take a chapter decimal system, I'll take a chapter, work time, I'll take a chapter on, kind of a clock, I'll take the chapter. So you take chapter wise there and start permutation, combination, probability. Nowadays questions are coming, probability, permutation, combination. 11th, 12th maths, 11th, 12th standard, CBSE board maths. That you do the practice there, right? So that based question can be asked in the exam. So that start right now only. Don't leave it last moment. Then only next year will be easier for you to qualify prelims exam, right? Essay, for essay also, whatever the likes will provide you the guidelines and classes there. Take a topic and do this one. For essay, I always say that it's always better to this one, read newspaper or content, whatever you get. You are getting the compiled current affairs material. There is a name also, DMS. What is the name there? DNS. So DNS, whatever you get there, what you can do when you connect with the newspaper article, no? Like here, from time to say, every Sunday, or you can fix up your time, summary of points of editorial. Whatever editorial you have, just take randomly any editorial. See, the good thing about your batch is that you have already covered the syllabus. So you have ideas. Just pick up any topic, Indian Express or Hindu paper, any topic. Read that article and just make a summary of that by closing it by yourself without looking into the article. You write the points there. Make some mind map or something. So that will improve your content from the not only GS but also essay writing. They also get improved. Books, I have already said that you can take this is already available there online. I mentioned that my Oak Bridge publication you have book, Science and Technology book. Then GKP publication I have got environment book, and now I have mentioned that this agriculture for GS 2-3 question comes in GS prelims exam also there. That is DISA publication has got. Right, that you can follow that one. Right, when you search in the market or online, you'll get that. I was not able to bring those books to this time, but if you go and you'll find, you'll get there. For science and technology, you require a textbook, some kind of book which you can read from mains and the part of it. Right. So please make sure to do that. Is it useful whatever I've covered here? Because you all spending time from the morning onward, right? So if it is useful, then I will be very happy person. Right? Are you all able to understand? Pakka, lock kar diya jaye. Then it's good. And I'm glad you all are here. And those who are going to write answer like online and everything, I wish them all the best. They should do very well. But for you, तैयारी चलता रहना चाहिए. Disaster management, no? You know disaster management. UPSC is also like disaster management. Right? After post prelims, disaster management. So that disaster management you have to do. What is the key of disaster management? Where you have to focus in disaster management? Pre-disaster. What is pre-disaster? Next year. Next year, it should not be disaster. 2024. So this time is your pre-disaster phase of UPSC prelims exam 2024. And it has 3 things. What first? Risk vulnerability assessment. So you know that where you have made mistake this year. Analyze that. Second, prevention. Next year should not be a failure. So for that you have to study, read, go to the content. And third is what? Preparedness. You know preparedness? Tayyari. Hum tayyar hai. I am ready to fight the exam. So that same approach you have to apply for UPSC exam also. Right? Then that's why you don't have to need any kind of relief and search and rescue measure after prelims disaster. Right? That will not require there. Right? Alright. So I am very, very thankful to all of you and even the online people who are there. So we will be, from time to time, Excellence will give you all this kind of session. Since I have come to Bangalore, so I thought like let's have a session with the students here. And since I am taking the classes, those classes I will keep on going there. Alright. So I'll wish you all the best and do well. And since the morning batch students will be always in touch with me, and please feel free to come and talk to me. I want people to come and talk to me. They're not doing that. मेरे पास आके आप पूछ सकते हो. डरना नहीं है. कितने लोग scared होते हैं, डरते हैं? कभी यूपीएससी डरना तो बिल्कुल नहीं है. You never have to be scared of UPSC. UPSC को डराना है. Yes, I am prepared. I am a Yoddha, warrior. I'll qualify the exam. That approach attitude you have to keep. Right? You should not cry. Have you cried after the exam? No? People do the crying there. And when the result comes, they cry more. This time I am not qualified. Even boys also cry. Don't worry that. Boys, they don't show there. But boys in the room and all, they will cry. Huh? You do that? I am correct? Am I correct? Sometimes it happens. No, general thing. Boys always try to say that, oh, I am not there. But boys are also very soft at heart. Sometimes they cry also. Do you cry? No. Sometimes remembering family? No. He is a very tough man, right? so don't worry. Whatever have happened. It's not going to come back. You have to look at the future. Okay? And prepare according to that. Alright, so thank you everyone. God bless you. Right? All the best. Thank you.